Thanks to one of the viewers of my channel, I learned about this book written by Gufeld that I didn't know the existence of, and so I became poorer of $13 because obviously it's not new, it's an old book, but I like the format. The format is based on giving you some theory and then introducing at the end of a chapter some games. Okay, the authors, because there is also Oleg, Stetsko, and here you can see their pictures. I mean, the authors start with an historical introduction to why the name Richter-Veresov, who actually played it, and give game number 1, which is Richter against Whittaker in Wiesbaden 1928. So clearly an opening that is practically 100 years old. But what is the Richter-Veresov? Well, the Richter-Veresov is d4, knight f6, knight c3, d5, and bishop g5. So let's watch game number 1 and see where it leads us. Black continue with bishop f5, f3, and then of course c5, which is a direct attack to the center. Why? Because this is the thing you will notice also when you play, for example, the London with bishop f4. In that case, it's the black player that often put 2 pawns in the center, right? Here white doesn't have 2 pawns in the center because he put this in front of the c2 pawn, right? Okay, so what did white do here? Well, I think you can imagine it from the fact that he played f3. If he played f3, it means that he wants to push this, and he wants to do it probably to open this diagonal, right? So white played e4. In these cases, when you already have 2 pawns in the center, or 4 in this case, you have to calculate a lot on which pawn break you should do, or if you have to continue to keep the pressure with something like that, but obviously you can't because you have been attacked, right? So you have to do something here, so you cannot really continue the pressure. Or you take this, or you take this, or you move this, but it's not convenient to move it, right? That's not what we want to do. In this game, black played d takes c4. And white sacrifices a pawn because it doesn't care and plays d5. So he wants to gain space, he wants to prevent black from playing knight c6. E takes f3, and of course now black is giving a tempo to white that plays knight takes f3, knight bd7, and bishop b5, h6, bishop h4, g5. Interesting situation. Bishop g3, bishop g7. Castle. And now black move this to h7. I honestly don't know why h7. It would have made kind of sense here, right? Bishop g6. But because this, you know why I don't like this? Because when he castle, then it's like he has a wall of pawns in front, and then there is still the problem of the possible back rank mate, right? So this would have made more sense, because you leave a square for the king to escape if he needs it to. But of course, probably black had some good reasons that we will never know. Meanwhile, there is a thing that you must know. In this position, the black king is in the center, so white should sacrifice something or do something to keep it there, because that's a typical thing, right? In fact, white played d6. Yep. Okay. And he plays e5. Oh. Very interesting. e5. Here there is the comment about black playing. It would be a mistake to play this. Why? Because if you play this, it takes, and then there is bishop d6 that skewer the queen and the rook. But what I don't understand is why this isn't better than e5. That's the part I don't understand, because this at least would keep this square. But I don't know, e5 doesn't make much sense to me. So here, what would you think white played? White played h4. Wow. And once more, there is a move I don't really get. He plays knight e4. Wow. But, clearly it's a beautiful game because it's full of possibilities here. That's great. Knight takes e4, bishop takes e4, knight takes e5, and the bishop takes e5. And of course, bishop takes e5. And I don't know, now he plays obviously rook g8, but of course the position, in my opinion, starts to become a mess with a king in the center. But of course, yeah, I think if he also castle, it's possible that this entire structure falls down more. I don't know, because as you can see, he can play queen h5, but the problem is he doesn't have many pieces left, apart this that is very good. So yeah, probably also to castle, it's too late. And as you can see, the problem often is when you weaken your castle, moving the pawns in front of a king, then it becomes useless. So that's also another thing to consider. In any case, black played rook g8, and of course queen g4. Wow, it's a massacre now. I think it's a massacre, yeah. Bishop c6. Okay. And now, what would you play if you were white? Because at this point, I think you must think that there is a possible combination. Keep in mind that we are at move 18 and this rook is not in the game. So you must find a way to bring it in and to eliminate the defenses black has, right? So the move that white played was, boom, rook takes f7, king takes f7. I mean, this rook takes f7 could have been also Tal, right, instead of Richter. Queen h5, but here the author of the book says that bishop c4 will lead to a mate in 7. So already here the situation is hopeless. And rook g6. Then of course, like I told you, you want to bring the other rook into the game. Rook f1, knight f6, and bishop d3 just ends the game. And this was just 21 moves. I hope you enjoyed this game, which seemed a kind of romantic game due to the fact that the white sacrificed a lot. And if you notice, in fact, he has 5, 8, 11, 13 against 6, 9. So clearly he has given nearly a rook. And so it's a beautiful game also for that. I would like to show you other games from this book, because I do believe there is the possibility to learn an opening just watching the games of the main players. And what we need, why we need a book, because generally people like Grandmaster Gufeld are able to give you a selection of good examples, which means sometimes also examples that have bad moves, so it points your attention to that bad move so you don't do the same. And that's faster, practically. You can learn the opening quite faster. Thank you very much for watching.